morning, creator. How are we doing today? Happy Friday, right? So today we're going to work on a pair of door tags. I posted last night about maybe what you would like to do, or what for me to do, for you to watch, and everyone was talking about door tags. So we're going to create some door tags. So let me just find myself on here. And I'm going to click that arrow button and send it to a couple places. And if you would like to share, that would be awesome. Let's see. I'm just gonna... That's weird, it looks weird. Okay, so we're going to do something for late fall. I'm going to try to make a wreath on one side with some bittersweet. Is that what it's called? The orange little berries. I love bittersweet. It seems like you don't see a lot of it anymore, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to create that. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Vicky. Say hi. Actually, type in hi, say hello, where you're from, what you're doing today, what's your plans for the weekend. I would love to chat with you as we chalk. So let's get started. Oh, I want to show you on my Pinterest page. If you go to Pinterest, I have a board, my Dessa Rose Creates by Robin Schmidt. That's what you guys search, and you'll find my page. Looks like, well, you're going to see my face. And if you go to my boards, which I think you can, I have a one called door tags. You can see all my door tags I did last year and so far this year. And you'll kind of notice that I usually do the pattern side on the left and the greeting on the right. So it's kind of how I set them up. And you can get several ideas off of looking at my Pinterest board, where all my door tags are at. So if you want ideas, you can check that out. Follow me on Pinterest. I try to post everything I make on there, so you can check that out. All right, let me get this set up. And you know what? I forgot to plug in my camera. I'm gonna do that real quick. Always seems like it zaps out my power. So sorry about that. Okay. Alrighty. So I already took a set of tags and pre-painted them. But this is what they look like. Now my first set of these tags I bought from Michael's last year. And then I like them so much that I found out I can get them wholesale from Darice, D-A-R-I-C-E. And I ordered probably a couple dozen of them from them last year. And then they sold out. Everybody was making door tags. And they finally came back in stock. And I mean, like this spring maybe, or this summer. And then I ordered some more. So they're unfinished wood. And I tried last night to see if they were still on Michael's, but I'm not seeing them there. But you can just Google unfinished wooden tags. These are 18 inches long. There's other companies that make something similar. Even people on Etsy make them if you can't buy wholesale. Because through Darice, D-A-R-I-C-E, I'm not sure if they sell retail. I think it's just wholesale, and you've got to place a pretty big size order, like maybe $300 in product. So, and you got to have it, you know, a business and all that. So, but you can find tag, and they don't even have to be this size. Our Couture tag, I had ordered one back in July, and I already chalked on it on both sides, and I already sold it. So I don't even have it here to show you. But they're a little bit wide. They're more like 9 by 12 They're shorter and a little bit wider, which is perfect for our 9x12 transfers. On one side I did pick your own pumpkins. On the other side I did the Halloween potion bottle with the bat on top. I can't think what it's called. And I already sold that. But those tags are great. I still like the length of these, so I can put the 18-inch greeting word, whether it's welcome or whatever it is, on this tag. So, but there's advantages to both sizes. So just check them out. I think the Couture tag is not available right now. It's coming. It was sold out, so it's coming. But yeah, say hi. Say hi. Everyone's watching, but nobody's talking. I'm gonna wait. No, I won't. So, okay, so first thing I do is I take off the sticker and I remove the string. I save those strings because I can use them in bows and whatever. So these come unfinished wood. And through the magic of television, I already painted. One black, I do both sides. This one is with the raw silk fusion mineral paint, kind of watered down. I don't do it solid. It goes a lot faster if I water it down a little bit. And if I want to add another color to this, it just makes it easier if I don't have a solid, painted solid. I like it kind of water stained. So, hi Gail. Thanks for saying hello. So we're going to make a wreath, or somewhat of a wreath. And then the on this side was going to be, I think I'm going to use the word thankful that I have. And it might be from a transfer that's not available anymore, but you could definitely just use welcome or whatever you've got, a greeting on that side. So let's take this one. And I didn't know if y'all wanted to see the paper towel press again. I could do a little bit of that on here before we build our wreath. So say yeah to the paper towel press if you want to see that. I think I will do a little bit of it, just kind of on the top and bottom. I don't really want it inside my wreath. I kind of just want it on the outskirts. So I think I will do that just a little bit. I'll probably better grab me a piece of cardboard. So I'm going to take, most of the elements are going to be out of this transfer called Autumn Wreath. Let me just see if that is still available right now, if it's on back order. Let's take a look. And going to couture.com/AdessaRose, and I'm just going to search wreath. And winter and autumn wreath. So there's autumn wreath. Yeah, it's still available. These are the elements that are in it. They didn't use all of them on here. Or, yeah, I've used both my autumn and my winter wreath, and I might have gotten some of the parts mixed up in the envelopes. But I try to, sometimes I have to go back and let's see what goes with what. Alright. Okay. So let's do a little bit of paper towel press on it. I want it very faint and just kind of on the edges. And I think I'm going to do them, I'm going to use a couple colors. This is Forest Moss, which is kind of just a mossy green, light color. And then a really light brown. It's called Rusted Pipe. It doesn't really matter, just pick a couple colors. Good morning, Vicki. We're going to work on some tags today. I'm going to try to create a wreath that has some bittersweet berries on it. So we'll put some orange berries on it. So we'll see how it looks. And then the other tag is going to say thankful. We're going to do a little paper towel press real quick. And I'm going to need probably 2 of these. Now, if you haven't tried this, it's a lot of fun. I'm trying to find my... I guess this is just one size. Sometimes, you know, they have the half sheets. And okay, so we're going to do this a little bit on the top, a little bit on the bottom, but not in the middle so much on this particular one. So I'm going to grab a brush. I just get a flat brush. Get a cup of water. Get your brush wet. And just put a little dot of paint on there. And you'll see I dip my brush a lot. So you want it wet. And I'm going to add a little, let me finish doing the green on the bottom, and then I'll add a little bit of that brown that we were talking about. And I'm going to try to get most of that green out of there. It doesn't have to be. I'm just going to try to blend these back into that neutral color here in the middle, so it's not a big contrast of colors, just kind of blend it in. Okay, keeping my brush wet, I'm going to add a little bit of that brown. I usually use at least 2 colors. I try to blend in different colors. A little bit of that brown down here. Yeah, I'll make sure you can see. Just make sure it's pretty wet so you can get that imprint when you put your towel. And again, I'm going to try to just do a little bit more blending. It's going to be pretty faint. Take our towel, and you know it has the word bounty on that, and so when I get the piece of the bounty, I just kind of wash it out with my brush. Ever so faintly. You don't even have to match up the pattern because there's space in between. Okay, so right here you can kind of see the word bounty right here. So I'm just going to take my brush and kind of just blur it out. Just kind of blur it because it doesn't have to be like perfect pattern all the time. So it's very faint, okay? All right. And now we want to blow dry that so we can get it nice and dry before we continue on. Oh great, I've been waiting to see how you do the paper towel press. Yep, it's pretty easy. Just wet craft paint. You can probably use your chalk paste too. I haven't tried it, but I'm sure it works. Doesn't, you know, matter too much. Okay, so this is just to give a little bit of color in the background. Not much. It's a slight pattern. We're going to place, we're going to try to make a wreath It'll kind of be oversized wreath on here. We want this to be nice and dry. That's why I pre-painted the tags ahead of time so you don't have to watch paint dry. But we're getting there. So say hello. Hi Karen. Good morning Vicky, Gail. Who else said hello? A lot of people are watching, but don't be quiet. Say hello. Don't be shy. Okay, so we just pressed on our paper towel. We got a very slight pattern on the top and on the bottom. I'm just drying it so we can continue to work. There we go. Hello, Joanne, Denise. Good morning, good morning. I painted these first with my Fusion Mineral paint. I don't know if I said that yet. I have a black one. And then the raw silk. And I do water this down a little bit too with a wet brush when I put it on. I don't like a heavy coat of it. Just a light coat. The black one was we're going to put the word thankful on. And this one we're going to try and make a wreath. So we want this nice and dry. It feels pretty dry now. I feel like this is an accident waiting to happen. So I'm going to set this over here. I don't think we need it anymore. Okay. Alright, let's get out. Let's just wax this just a little bit. I'll just use some clear wax. It kind of just allows that transfer to pick up easier. I'm just going to apply a little bit of wax. I just use Minwax Finishing Wax Paste for top coats of furniture, if you're waxing a furniture. So it dries hard and then protects your surface. A lot of times I'll put this on top of my chalking when I'm all done to protect it. Okay, so we got a little bit on there. So there's several reasons to use paste, wax paste. Sometimes I forget to do it and then I might regret it. Regret it later that I didn't wax. Okay, so we have that done. I need to pick out some colors. And I kind of wanted to do it in curry. We're going to use some of these elements out of the Autumn Wreath transfer. So these are going to do in curry and brown, kind of blend in curry and bark. And that, and we'll just start with that first, and then we'll see what we want to do. Kind of want to, I'm going to set this out so I don't forget. I'm using some of my shimmer olive in it. Maybe even shimmer gold. We'll see. I'm going to set these out just so I don't forget to use them. I will probably use papaya and kind of that orange peel color, which I don't actually have the actual orange peel. I have an old pumpkin pie, which is kind of orangey. So to make our bittersweet. Okay, so let's open these up. Darn, I missed the paper towel demo. You can rewatch. Yes, and I have I have another live that I did that on, the pantry one that you can go back and watch. And I made a quick video when I made my Halloween sign of doing it also. So those are all on my page. You can go check them out. Any other questions? I think so. Okay, let's get out the... Okay, how are you going to get a wreath on that little... Oh, it's not even 9 inches. 18 inches long. It's not even 8. Oh, 7 3/4 inches wide. So, and this is 18 by 18. But we're going to take elements of it and try to put them in a circle. It's not going to be easy, but we'll see what we come up with. Sometimes on these big ones, I'll just peel it up and stick the door tag underneath, so you're not fighting the whole transfer here. But we'll see how it works. I may have to just take the whole thing off. I've used this a few times already, so I'm not going to worry about fuzzing it. Plus I waxed this, so I think we'll be okay. Let's get all the debris off my desk before it all sticks to my transfer. All right. I'm going to kind of put this first one off, and then I'll put a second one up here to come down this way. So I'll have to pick it up and move it. That's what I'm trying to say. So we do here, and then come back down here, and do here. So it's kind of like it's going to be off the board, but you still get the gist that it's a wreath. So, okay, now let's grab some squeegees here. And I'm just kind of going to actually place this more off the silk screen, so then I can just squeegee it in. And take my mini, and it's going to kind of S shapes as I go in and pick up some of that brown. All the silk screen area is filled in. Skim it down. Pick it up. And there's our first one. We need to dry that before we add the next piece. Okay, so let's dry. Looks pretty realistic. Pretty. Round up. Dry, 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 dry. Good. Sometimes I like to cool off my boards before I put my transfer back on it. You know what I mean? It's pretty warm. Now we're going to take a second branch and try to come this way. Then we'll come back with another one. It's not going to be perfect, but I think we'll try to make it look like a circle. And then with other little pieces, we can define the shape a little bit more. We'll see. Who knows? I never know how it's going to turn out. Okay, let's take another section of it. And try to get it to come down. And we'll do the same thing. Pick up our curry. And even though that gets contaminated with the bark, I would just go ahead and put it back in my container usually. Okay. And next, that one, we'll let that dry. This is such a pretty transfer. I just love how they did that with the little specks that show through. I don't know. Using that curry and bark just look really good together. Okay. Now let's take another section. Let's see how far down we want it to go. Like I said, I kind of just put it not completely on the silk screen. Oops, this one I can just go right in. And then I just pick it up as I swirl my squeegee on it. And then just go back over. The areas that you might have missed the screen. Remove your squeegee lines. Pick it up. Now this one I didn't lay, I should have checked for air pockets a little bit better. Because it kind of bled through a little bit. But since I waxed it, it's going to be easy to pick up those bleed marks right there with like a wet Q-tip. After it dries, I usually do it after I dry it. We'll do it now so you can see it. hopefully I won't have any on the next one. So I take a Q-tip. These Q-tips are called applicators. They have a flat end and then a pointy end. And they're not overly soft in their cotton. Kind of hard, which is nice. So if you just, wet one end. Usually I try the pointy end first. I'm just getting it damp. And then I can just go in and pick it up. Like that. And then sometimes I'll kind of just twist off the cotton that's dirty, cut it off, and keep going with it. And advantage number 2 of waxing your surface on a painted surface. It helps pick up the bleed throughs. So now you can't even tell. So, wax, 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 especially if you're on a painted surface. Okay, wow, let's do one more thing of these guys. Might need a kind of a long one. Get my air pockets out so I don't have any bleed through. Alright. Apply a little bit more brown, a little bit more curry, and we'll be done with this section. And just taking my Alright, pretty much done with that. Oh, picked up some of my paste right there. Didn't let it dry long enough. It's alright. We'll be putting on layers of other pieces, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's see, right there. Picked it up a little bit, but that's okay. Because like I said, we're going to be doing layers. Can't wait to get your fall transfers. They finally shipped. Yay! Good deal. Totally sure if I'm done with the spark, but I'm pretty sure I'm done with the mustard. Just gotta after that. We'll get this mixed in and scrape down the sides, and we'll put this one away. Pretty sure we're done with this color. Alright, I need to start a pile. Alright. Any questions so far? I'm kind of like how I did a little bit more curve here on the bottom and not so much up here. So our next elements, we need to kind of try to make more of an arch up here, kind of bring that shape in of the circle a little bit more. We'll see. Okay, so what other pieces do we have? I'm going to lay this on top of here, sticky side to shiny side, and I will wash this later. Just kind of lay it on there. I'm going to try to just stick to using the elements in the autumn wreath. I think this is all of it. I might have got to mix some of these pieces mixed up with the winter wreath. And actually I am going to use some of the winter wreath stuff. So I'm thinking about putting the bow on. And I could use some of the berries on there, so we'll see. I like these. They look kind of like little wheats, stems of wheat. And those would usually be kind of in a color. I don't know if it'll show up very well, but we could do it in the camel. We could bring in some of this harvest shimmer on these wheat pieces. That might be pretty. So how would I try to I'm getting hot. I run a fan, but I always think it dries out the chalk paste too fast. So let's think about this. I'm going to do, yeah. I think I'll try to do these in the shimmer gold. I always try to make the stem look like it's coming out from behind the plant. So like it's not just floating in space. You know what I mean? And I want to kind of put some height in there. I might put that one. Just trying to design it here so it looks good. Hopefully I won't have my paste peeling up like it did down here. I may need to wax if that's going to be a problem. I'm trying not to press too hard on my transfer. That looks gorgeous. I'll put another one down here. I might use that one. Shimmer Harvest. It's really pretty with this color scheme here. Gorgeous. I did it part way off because you have to think about, you know, this wreath is coming off of the board. Super pretty. And maybe one more. Try not to get it on the wet paste. Now we need to come down and do them down here. Put it right over where that paste kind of filled up on my leaf, so it kind of fills that in. So it's a lot like flower arranging. Because that's really what you're doing. You're arranging the floral elements. Pretty neat. Let's see. I think we're done. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kind of did them evenly. All right. Let's put these on there. Things. We'll set those aside. Now we need a good drying before we put this on. With some berries, we're going to make them in orange, trying to do some bittersweet look. So we'll see how that goes. not really in the shape of a wreath. I feel like it's pretty flat up here, but maybe it's just garlands. Who knows? I always think the shimmer takes a little longer to dry than the regular chalk paste. It's turning out really pretty. Let's see. Pretty good. I think I have a really dark brown that I create. I call it chocolate because they used to have a chocolate. And I'm going to make my stems for my bittersweet out of that. So I think we're done with the bark. Just going to put that away. I'm gonna fuzz this piece. I can't remember if I used it. I probably used it, but I can't remember. So I'm just gonna place it on my towel and fuzz it a few times. With all these layers, you just don't want your paste picking up on the back, which can happen. I'm just gonna get some fuzz on it, and let's stir this. This is where I kind of want to try to get it circle shape, if possible. Let's see. I don't want it exactly at the same angle as the other one, but still want to get some height up there. back in these branches so we can add some bittersweet to our wreath. I think that'll be enough. We'll see. Okay. Now we gotta try it really good again. It's looking pretty. Just gotta add the orange berries now for the bittersweet. You loving it? Throw out some hearts. Looking gorgeous, yeah. Get nice and dry. I'll use these berries. I might end up also using like the tip of a Q-tip and add some more berries. But we'll start with these. At first, I'm going to fuzz these also on my towel. And we'll get out our oranges. You know, in bittersweet you see two shades of orange because they kind of open up a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of dip in both of them and probably with the multi-tool and just give them both shades. Kind of want to move this around so it's not always the same every time you use it. So cool. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. This might have to stay at my house and sit on my door. It's so pretty. Let's see. Bring some more. Super cute. Super cute. Kind of want to lay a couple right in there. I can do without getting everything stuck to. Really looks cool. Sometimes you have to go and wash these little pieces and they get really thick of paste. It's not too bad. Okay. It's so pretty, isn't it? I'm going to dry it really well. Then I think I'm going to put the black bow on it. I might decide after I lay it with the other one. So I'm thinking about putting it here. We'll see. So there's that. Let's dry it and work on the other tag real quick. We just need to put the word thankful on it. Probably we'll put some more of this, like right there, and maybe another piece in here, but I can do that later, just to build it up a little bit more, but that's looking pretty cool. Make sure you can see it okay. Right, let's grab the black one. Look really sharp with the black. Made it looking like that. I'm going to put the word thankful. Now, I don't know if this is still available anymore. This came in a pack of called Thankful Blessed Script, and it has a couple different blessed and a couple different thankfuls on it. It may not be available anymore, but I'm going to use it. So I think I'll be able to overlap it like this, since I can put this right there. And my first first thought was to do it in the off-white, but I might do it in that shimmer gold, shimmer harvest color. Or I know what I'm going to do. I am going to do it in the cream color, and then I'm going to put a little one of these little wheat guys, like right down here, in the shimmer gold. So that's what I'll do. So I'm going to put a little bit higher than center, so I can hang this in here like that. Make sure I got plenty of space for it. And we're going to put that little bit of a wheat thing right here. Somewhere, probably right here. So it's going to look something like that. Usually I try to use a thicker font on the boards because you want to be able to read them, you know, like from a distance, because they're going to hang on a front door. So you kind of want them, you know, to be seen. So let's use Dune. Really, this almond is more of a perfect color, but they're very similar. This one's just a little bit more yellower. This one's pretty thick. Dip it in my Dune. Skim it down. Your creations are always stunning. Thank you. Looking gorgeous. So that's pretty simple, right? Let's take a little bit of one of these guys. Hopefully we'll still get a good print. And I'm gonna lay it right on top of that, I think, but we better dry it. Fingers are getting a little pasty. Okay, that's pretty cool, right? It looks something like that. And let's put on the black bow. And we'll distress a little bit, and then we'll hang them together. I think I want to do kind of to tie in the black a little bit more. I'm laying this on my lap to fuzz it. I could do black shimmer or just black. Should I do the shimmer? Decisions, decisions. Just making sure. Do it at the bottom. Do it up here. This is one time where the edges of the transfer are not centering your bow, so sometimes you just line up the edges of your transfer because everything's always even, but this one, not so much. So you gotta make sure it's centered. And you kind of line up the knot with the hole in my tag up here, so that helps. Alright, I'm going to take some black shimmer and just make a black bow. I think this kind of, well, not only does it bring in that black tag, but kind of gives it more of that modern farmhouse using the black. Hoping I'd have enough, but I'm going to have to dip again. There we go. It's pretty. Let's get it on here. Isn't that pretty? I'm probably laying like, I like to put one a little higher than the other. So let me put some paste away and I'll show you how I attach them. We don't need all this out to do that. In the yellow. Black's in there. I need it. Okay. I'm getting somewhere. first thing I want to do is make sure this is dry before I go flipping them around. Thanks, Claudia. Do you use a wreath hanger? Yeah, I have a hook on my door, but they'll hang on a nail. You have just a little nail on your door. Because I use string jute, so. Okay, so generally I would wax these first. And we can do a little distressing and waxing, and then we'll I use Distressed Ink by Tim Holtz. You can get the large pad. I've only seen on, I haven't really shopped for it, but I buy it on Amazon. But you can get the little sets of them at the hobby store, and they have the walnut stain in one of the sets, or you can order the big walnut stain. And basically I just run it along the side, on the corners. Just kind of gives it a, almost like a vignette feeling. It kind of draws it all in. And vintage look. And I usually do the edges. Bottom. Kind of darkening the corners a little bit more than the edges. Okay. So that just gives it even more depth and beauty. So you can see the pattern. Let me see if you can see it up close. I'll hold it here for a little bit. Takes a while for the delay. So still waiting. We got a long delay today. There. And I'm going to make sure you can see the paper towel print on it. On the bottom, it's just very, very so slightly, and that little bit of that green. Okay, just kind of make sure you can see it. You see our little orange bittersweet berries on there. It's really pretty. And if this one wasn't black, I would do the same thing on this one, but there are some like light spots. I got a little paste on it or something, so I'm just going to darken them up. Okay. And then we'll add some more wax again. I'm just going to use the regular wax, not the stained wax. So I already got it pretty much the shades I wanted. I don't want it any darker. So let's add some wax, or you know, however you want to finish them off. If you want to spray a coating of poly on it, whatever, trips your trigger. I usually just do this because I'm right here, I can do it, and I don't have to go outside to do it, or out in my garage. So I just apply a little bit of wax. I think it brings out the color of everything. Plus it, when it hardens, it protects it. Okay. try to do a different type of rag. This one likes to leave lint. So I need to change. Okay. Trying to hurry. Okay. Didn't get any shimmer olive on it. Next time. Alright, so I take E6000 and my staple gun. And you want to make sure your staple depth is enough to go through 2 thicknesses of these tags, but not all the way through. So I think it's the 5/8. No, let me double check. 5/16. The 3/8 is a little bit too long, and the 1/4 is a little bit too short. So a 5/16 size is the right depth to staple these through. So usually I try to just visualize how I want these to hang. I usually just try to kick this one out a little bit more because you want to be able to kind of read it better. But you want enough lap. And then usually I just try to flip them over. Somewhat idea. And let's see. Doesn't really matter too much. I usually trace a pencil mark. I kind of know where I want it. Usually I have more of an overlap than that. So let me just want to make sure I don't go on over the word. Something like that, maybe. And then I lay my glue in that area. I glue and staple both. Then I line my marking back up and take my staple. I usually hit this several times. You get the idea. Okay. And now you have them in place how you want them. And then you can just string. I won't put a bow on this one because I have a bow here. But I'll probably just use string and maybe some beads. So I have like black jute, or I have just a regular natural jute. Which I'll probably just do. I'll probably add a few beads. I'll add about 3 beads. So, I fold it in half. So, try to figure how long you want it here. And usually I have a tassel or a bow that I tie this to. So, this time I won't. So I'm thinking, I don't think I want to make a tassel. I'm trying to think how I would do it without having a tassel on it. Usually I cut this and I take a piece of wire, just a little floral wire. I fold it in half to make a needle. And I take the center of my string and I fish it through this hole. And then I loop it like you would on a tag. So we got that loop, okay? And usually I have a tassel or a bow and I stick that through this hole, and then I would tie the two together in the back. So this is kind of weird because I don't have that. But put your beads in. Maybe I'll do 5 beads since I'm not doing a bow or a tassel. One more. I'm going to put my needle back on. And I'm going to string it through the front and to the back. And so if I had a bow or tassel, I would run its tie strings through here and then tie them together on the back and make a knot so that they can't go through the hole. So here I might just have to keep knotting it. It makes a big enough knot not to go through the hole. Maybe one more. One more for good measure. Try to make it a big fat knot. Okay. So you can put the beads on one side or the other. It doesn't really matter. So, there. Ta-da! We're done. Thanks for sticking with me. And there's my late autumn door hanger. Thanksgiving-ish. It's pretty. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Check out all my door tag designs are on my Pinterest page, Dessa Rose Creates. I have a board that's called Door Tags, so you can see all my door tags on there. I think this will be pretty. This one might just have to stay at my house. So we'll see. But thanks for watching. Have a great afternoon. Enjoy your weekend. And I'll chalk with you later. Bye-bye.